it's Chrissy, otherwise known as the Rotund Chef. Thanks for coming back, and I have some really great things in store for you today. First, we're going to start off with a pan-seared filet mignon, and I'm going to teach you how to cook it perfectly medium rare every single time. We're going to do a pan sauce with that, and then we are going to complement it with some garlic herb potatoes and some braised radicchio and Swiss chard. For dessert, we're going to do a really decadent chocolate mousse. Here we go. Okay, so today we're going to start off with our chocolate mousse. I have all the ingredients that I need here. I have 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate with 1 tablespoon of sugar in there. I have my vanilla extract. I have 2 egg yolks. I have 3/4 cup of heavy cream, and then I have another 2/3 cup of... Okay, so we're going to start off 3/4 cup of heavy cream. We're going to pour that in there. And we're going to bring this to just a light, almost boil. Okay, as you can see, the cream has just started to come to a boil right around the edge. This is what you want. You want to immediately take it off the heat, and you want to put it into your 6 ounces of chocolate with your 1 tablespoon of sugar, and this is going to melt the chocolate. And you just want to stir this around until all of your chocolate is melted, and then we're going to set it aside. Okay, as you can see, the heavy cream has melted the chocolate. Whisk in our egg yolks. I have 2 large egg yolks here, but what I want to do is I want to temper the egg yolks. So I'm going to dip my spatula in here, and I'm going to whisk my egg yolks first, and I'm going to keep doing that until the temperature of the eggs has been raised so that they don't scramble in the liquid. Now, once your eggs have been tempered, you slowly want to rein it in and whisk it into the chocolate mixture. Just whisk the egg yolk in until it's nice and incorporated. You'll see it got a lot thicker, and you'll see it has a velvety texture. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, now we have our chocolate and our egg yolks and our cream sitting over here just cooling down for a little bit. What we want to do now is we want to add 2/3 of heavy whipping cream and about a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we want to just start whisking this. Now, you can do this with an electric beater if you want, or if you have a KitchenAid mixer with a whisk attachment. That will work just well too. I prefer to hand whip my whipped cream for this recipe because I can control. Because if you over whip your whipped cream, it can turn into butter, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to start whisking this in. And basically, all I'm doing is incorporating air and whisking the cream. And you'll see almost immediately it will start to thicken up. Okay, now as you can see, the cream has already started to thicken. At this point, we want to slowly rein in 1 tablespoon of sugar. So our whipped cream is absolutely perfect. Again, we got that bird beak. It just starts to come down just a little bit. Now, at this point, we are going to we are going to fold in the chantilly cream into our chocolate mixture here. Okay? So this is cooled down a little bit. You could see how thick that it got with the egg yolk. The egg yolk is a thickener. It's the same kind of concept if you were making a hollandaise sauce. So we're just going to put half of the cream mixture. Now, when you fold this in, you want to fold deep and bring it up. Fold deep and bring it up. Fold deep and bring it up. You do not want to over whip this cream, or your mousse will not be light and airy. Okay, so I have our whipped cream folded gently into our chocolate mixture, and this is the consistency you're looking for. Here we go. Just gonna funnel this in. And we are just going to pop these into the refrigerator for about an hour so that they set. And you're going to have delicious, fluffy, absolutely incredible mousse. Okay, we're now ready for the second part of our meal, which is our entree. I have my beautiful fillets here. I have some Swiss chard, some radicchio, some potatoes, some mushrooms for our pan sauce, garlic, heavy cream, salted and unsalted butter, and some scallions, beef broth, and I'm going to show you how to bring everything together. We're going to start off right now with seasoning our steaks. As you can see, they're nice and dry. You always want to pat your steaks dry so that they sear extra well. Do a beautiful salt and pepper on both sides. Now we're just going to set the steak aside. First thing that we need to get started, and that'll be slicing our red potatoes in half. I have the little baby ones here. Okay, so I've sliced our baby red potatoes in half, and I've added 3 cloves of smashed garlic. You just want it to be smashed, and we're actually going to boil this with the potatoes. We're going to salt our water, and we're going to put that on high with the lid on, and we're going to cook them until they become tender. I'm going to fry up some mushrooms. I have a cast iron skillet heating on medium heat right now. I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm going to slice the mushrooms up. I like them kind of thick. Okay, I have my sliced mushrooms working in the cast iron skillet. I've added a little bit of kosher salt and black pepper to them. I'm going to pop in a smashed clove of garlic. I'm leaving the garlic whole because I'm going to remove it later. Give them a little stir. As you can see, they're getting nice and tender. We're just going to let them go for a little bit. Okay, our mushrooms are cooking down beautifully. I added 1 sprig of thyme just to give them a little bit of fragrance. Once your mushrooms start to break down a little bit, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of unsalted butter. And I'm going to add just a few tablespoons of beef broth. Once that butter melts, we're going to remove these, and we're going to put them in a bowl, and we're just going to set them aside. Okay, our mushrooms have reduced down beautifully with the beef broth, the thyme, the clove of garlic, and a little bit of unsalted butter. We remove these from the heat, and we're just going to put these into a bowl and set them aside. As you can see, they're just cooked down. They're not brown, but I wanted to create this little bit of broth because I definitely want to get more flavor into them. Okay, we have our mushrooms sitting aside. Our potatoes are boiling. They're going to be ready to come out soon, and I'll show you how to flavor them. In the same skillet that I did the mushrooms, we're going to prepare and saute our Swiss chard. Okay, so I'm adding about a tablespoon of olive oil and 2 cloves of garlic that I'm just smashing because I'm going to remove them later. I also want to toast up some hot pepper seeds. So we'll get them in there with the garlic. Just about a half a teaspoonful. And we just want to keep the garlic in there until it gets nice and brown. And then we're going to remove it. So to clean your Swiss chard, basically Swiss chard has this stalk on it, and then we have the leaves. So what you want to do, you want to cut down along the side of the leaf, and right where it starts to like thin out a little bit, you just want to cut that down. So again, we have our Swiss chard stalk, cut that off, and that's beautiful. Okay, so our garlic has done its job. We're just going to actually remove this to the side, and we're going to give our Swiss chard, I like to just roll it up and give it a rough chop. It's a little more rustic. And we're going to add our Swiss chard into the oil. A little bit of salt. A little bit of black pepper. And about 2 tablespoons of beef stock. We're just going to get this working around, and we want to wilt it down. And we're actually going to turn our heat on low. While our Swiss chard is cooking down, I'm going to heat up our pan for our fillets. I'm using a non-stick pan. High heat. We want to get that nice and hot. And then I'm going to show you how to get a perfect sear on your steaks.